Hi and welcome to this video. Today we are diving into the topic of responsive email templates. I bring a wealth of experience to this area, having spent the last 5 years focused exclusively on creating email templates. On a daily basis, I designed and developed 3 to 5 email templates. So if there is anyone qualified to discuss this topic, it's me. Over the years, I've received the same question time and time again. How to create email templates that look great across all devices? Through trial and error, I have developed effective solutions and a solid understanding of how different email clients work, as well as the strategies needed for responsive design. In this video, I'm excited to share that knowledge with you. By the end, you will have a clear understanding of what it takes to make your email templates look great on any device. You'll also gain valuable insights into works of various email clients. This video won't cover how to build a newsletter template from scratch. That's a topic I've already addressed in another video. If you are interested, check out my Outlook playlist, which includes a detailed 1 hour tutorial packed with great information. Instead, today's focus is solely on responsive email templates. And if you are a designer, this video is perfect for you too. It will help you understand how to create designs that work seamlessly across different platforms and devices. Let's get started. So, the challenge email clients strip out style tags. So, if you have a style tag in the head, email clients will delete it, which means we have just inline CSS left. So we can't use media queries. We can just use inline CSS. And it's an old version of HTML. In this old version of HTML, we use mostly tables because tables help us in building responsive templates. Now let's focus on the 3 things that we have so far learned. Style tags doesn't work. Media queries doesn't work. We have only inline CSS and tables. And I highlighted here in pink, you can see we have tables, and here we have a lot of inline CSS. And if you see, we use table rows and table divisions. And some CSS attributes work with table division, but they don't work with table rows. So if you are not sure what's working and what's not working, you can Google the CSS attributes for email clients or for email templates. Now let's move to another topic, which is the responsive layouts. I made some tests to show you different layouts. I'm going to start with the last one and then I'll go back to these 3 layouts. Let me just use the marker to highlight the topics to make you see what I'm talking about. So this layout is a responsive layout like in the web, and this is usually used when you have a mailing server. The mailing server is going to send the HTML code to different email clients. If the email client accepts the style tag, it's going to work. If the email client doesn't accept the style tag, it's not gonna be responsive. So without mailing server, it's not worthy. So this is the first criteria. The second one, you need a lot of time in building it because building such a template needs also a lot of testing. Time means money. So if you have the money and the time to build such a template, you can go for it. But for me, I wouldn't do it. It's a lot of headache. I would just create a normal template like this one or this one or this one. It depends on my needs because it's going to be less time and less work and more effective than this one. You can find online a lot of resources, but if you have a special design, it's going to cost you a lot of nerves. Now, let's go back to these 3 templates, which are all Outlook templates. I don't know if you are familiar with Outlook. You can also save the Outlook templates as HTML templates. And after saving it as HTML template, you need to delete the trash code that Microsoft put inside the template. There's a lot of code for Outlook, or just there's a lot of code from Outlook from Microsoft. You can delete it and without any problem, and the template's going to work as normal. So instead of going in a code editor and building it there with a lot of risk, you can just build it directly in Outlook and then save it as an HTML and have the same result. But it's not going to be responsive like in the web. Like the element is going to take the whole width or 50% depending on the display width or the viewport width, as we say in web. Now let's go back to these three templates. They are different, and the difference between them is the readability. So they all look similar, but this one is more readable than this one, and this one is more readable than this one. But this one looks very good, or looks perfect, although it's not that readable in comparing it to the others. So now let's go to a video showing you the difference between these three templates. I recorded my screen to show you the difference between these three templates. So let's start with number one. Now let's play this video. And as you see, the template looks perfect. Well, there is nothing wrong with it. It looks exactly like the design. And by the way, this is the same template that I built in my master Outlook newsletters video. In case you want to see it, I'll put the link here. Now let's go to the second one. It looks good. It looks good here because we have 4 columns. And the columns doesn't work well in this layout. I'll explain what's the difference between these three later when we finish. So here at the bottom looks okay, but just here it doesn't look. Now let's move to this one. And as you see, it looks good, but it's just 1 column layout. It doesn't have 2 columns like this one and this one. And that's why the text is bigger and it looks more readable than the others. And the difference between this one and these two is that these two do not have fixed width, and this one has a fixed width. Because it has a fixed width, the email client, okay, knows how to deal with it. So it's zooming in, zooming out, and it shows it exactly like the design or like the way we want it. But these, they don't have fixed width. The email client is a bit lost with these columns here in the middle. So if we want a more readable template or a better readable template, I'm going to go back to the previous slide because it looks much better than this one. So if you want a better looking, more readable template, you need to use this one. But with the idea that it's not going to be a complex template, it's just one image, text, and that's it. So if you have a 1 column layout, it's better to use this option because it looks better. But if you have more than 1 column layout like this one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. Let me use the pen to highlight them. So if you have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, it's better to use this one because it's safer, it looks better, and it looks exactly like your design. This one, I wouldn't advise you to use it because the columns are not going to look good, especially if they have images in them. So if your template is simple, use this one, just a banner, headline, and text. If your template is complex, use this template with fixed width. Now let's move to Outlook to show you what I mean with fixed width. So this is Outlook. We have 2 tables. Again, I explained in my video why we need 2 tables. Now let me highlight the body table. After highlighting the table, we will have 2 tabs active. table design and table layout. Now let's go to the properties, and under the properties, we can add the preferred width. Usually I use 21,1, which is 800 pixels. If we use preferred or fixed width, it's going to look like this one. If we remove the preferred width and click on OK, we go down, we will have a template like this one. If we remove the preferred width, if we give it cancel, again, remove the preferred width and remove the columns, delete table and remove these 2 columns and remove these 5 columns, we will have a template like this one. So it's up to you what you want to achieve. Either you use fixed width with this one for complex templates, or you use this one or this one. I think the last bonus, I'm just going to show you how to save it as an HTML template. Let me go to the template, and you can go always to save as. And here you go to the drop down menu and you use HTML. And let me save it as HTML. And after saving it, it's untitled. I saved as untitled. It's going to create a folder. This folder is going to be for the images, and it's linked to the untitled HTML. If you delete it, it's going to delete the folder as well. So now let me open it with Visual Studio Code to show you the code. Now let's go to the untitled HTML, and as I said, there is a lot of trash here from Outlook, and we can just highlight it and delete it. So let me just highlight it and delete it. And now let's open the page with, let's save and open it with, we need a server. So let me go to extensions and download live server. If you're developing websites or building newsletters, it's a good option to run your website or your newsletter. So now let's open with live server. And as you can see, I'm going to bring it over. So now it's open with live server. So you see the text, the font is different. You need to change it, but the structure, the layout is still the same. You need to delete this one. You can just go inside the code, and this is the from. We can just highlight it and delete it. That's it. Yeah, and save and go back to check it. So as you see, the from and the text here is away. That was all for today. If you have any question, please leave a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe.